800 values for an eerie human being, heaven. (391) To obtain the visa to 1,000 world or 10,000 world or Elysium World, you must give up the ego and enter the holographic state. The abnegation of ego is not to sustain justice and extinguish humiliate desire as advocated by Confucianism in China, nor is the abnegation of ego a rivalry against the realization of individual value as advocated by American culture. Rather, the abnegation of self means the abjuration of obstinate belief in oneself. If you are convinced that your own cognition is completely right and immaculate, then you may be correct every step of the way, but finally go astray into the illusive thinking, and can never walk out of the desert of life, and cave of Silken Web of transmigration, and can never walk out of the desert of life, and cave of Silken Web of transmigration. The land of heaven, be it 1,000 world, 10,000 world, or Elysium World, is the world of liveliness and recreation, and this is particularly true of Celestial Island continent. If you are not good at or have no intention of having fun, why do you self-improve and self-refine so that you can enter the land of heaven? Do you want to be a policeman in the land of heaven? Let me tell you, in the land of heaven there are no such positions as policemen, lawyers, judges, director general, section chiefs, and supervisors. 393. People who cannot dream of the colorful dreamland will be difficult to enter the land of heaven. So long as we often see in dreams the green mountains and clear rivers, the gentle breeze and the bright sunshine, and the delightful auspiciousness pervading everywhere, then you have seen the premonia for entering 1,000 world. If in your dream you always see wonderful and fantastic sceneries, you always soar in the sky, you always feel extremely marvelous in your mental, spiritual, and physical blending with opposite sexes, and you do not have the slightest fear and trepidation, then you have seen the omens to show that you can go to the 10,000 world. If in your dream you can make yourself invisible, soar freely, transform yourself at will, and make sceneries change according to the change of your own consciousness, then these omens indicate that you can enter the Elysium World. 394. To head for the heaven, you must climb two huge mountains. One is the program of necessity, the other is the Egypt of soul. The program of necessity: family, nationality, state, religion, political party, the existing order and the lifestyle of human society. To enter the heaven, you must work out of the program of necessity. You cannot reach the land of heaven if you do not work out of this program. The Egypt of soul includes jealousy, comparison, complaint, arrogance, wrath, possession, forced occupation, enmity, tenets and doctrines, commandment and dharma, contention, avarice, laziness, and intentional action. If you do not clear away these treasures in soul, you cannot reach the land of heaven. So please walk out of the program of necessity. Flee from Egypt of soul, break away from chains, and run toward freedom. 395. The paradise belongs to the benevolent, while the hell belongs to the wicked. The human world is inhabited by both the wicked and the benevolent, for we cannot distinguish between the kind and the wicked and between the right and the wrong. With what virtues can we go to the heaven? Those who cannot distinguish between the kind and the wicked, the right and the wrong, are not masters of men of superior attainments, but ignorant and muddleheaded characters. Those who abet others not to distinguish between the right and the wrong, and the kind and the wicked, are not people engaged in cultivation, but the demons and the Satan, who have caused the affliction and tribulations of mankind. They are caused by those people who do not distinguish between the kind and the wicked, and the right and the wrong, with the exception of those who have achieved the status of Tao. How can we accumulate the wealth in the land of heaven? 1. Revere the greatest creator of life and nature and follow the way of the greatest creator. 2. Unselfishly contribute your love. 3. Dissolve enmity and bring serenity, peace, and warmth to others. 4. Have a kind heart and do good deeds. 5. Sing praise of the greatest creator, Jesus Christ, Buddha Sakyamuni, celestial being Lao Tzu, the Prophet Muhammad, and the sages and saints in human history, and sing praise of life and others, and sing praise of and protect nature. 6. Promote people's confidence in life. Prompt people to long for the beautiful future. Eliminate people's anxiety, worry, tribulation, and fear. 7. Maintain the marvelous love that does not bring any psychological, spiritual, and physical harm and anguish to other people. 8. Fully exhibit one's aesthetic skills. 397. The land of heaven does not accept childish, immature people. The land of heaven does not accept adults who don't behave like children, nor does it accept immature, childlike adults. Man's traditional style of life has hindered men from growing up. Many people are still immature and cannot become ripe crops, although they are already 60 or 70 years old. This is something that provokes our thought. Ripe crops are certainly children who have grown up and matured. If you have never grown up, you can absolutely not enter the land of heaven. 398. To enter the heavenly world, we must meet the following 8 requirements. 1. Revere and firmly believe the greatest creator, and be always grateful to the greatest creator. 2. Revere life and nature. 3. Possess no jealousy, resentment, greed, resistance, selfishness, and complaint against others. 4. Do not hinder other people's happiness and freedom at any pretenses and under any excuses. 5. Have a kind heart. Be kind to others in behavior, action, and word. 6. Be honest, practical, and realistic, and truthful. Do not engage in cheating and lying. 7. Be hardworking and keep the living and the surrounding environment clean, tidy, beautiful, and harmonious. 8. Keep promise and agreement. 399. To enter the celestial island continent, you must achieve the status of super celestial being. To achieve the status of super celestial being, you must possess the life structure of super celestial beings. Self-harmony is one of the 8 characters necessary for the life structure of super celestial beings. Self-harmony refers to a self-formed complete system, which is in defect of nothing and can run in good coordination and congruity and can satisfy what it needs without relying on anything outside it. Self-harmony is the Buddhahood with no form of ego, other people or beings, age, dharma, and non-dharma. Self-harmony is trance, abstrusity, the subtle male and female, yin and yang, taiji. How can we cultivate the character of self-harmony? 1. Create millions of images and dharma with mind, namely create reality with consciousness. 2. Life is death, death is life. Glory is disgrace, and disgrace is glory. So show no concern for life, death, glory, and disgrace, and possess strength but retain gentleness. Know and observe all, but stay absent. 3. Emptiness is form, and form is emptiness. Consciousness returns to the state of zero, and the soul returns to the spiritual pure land. 4. All are games, and only life is true, so do not persist in anything. 5. You own everything when you own nothing. Transcend over time and space, and keep a powerful and unconstrained style. 6. Follow your own nature, be unrestrained. Follow the predestined relationship and be carefree. Follow your destiny. 7. Maintain a holographic order with no interior and exterior, no border and boundary, no right and wrong, no truth and falsity, and no kindness and wickedness. 8. Make the real illusive and 401. There is no oppression and exploitation in heaven. All those who want to enter heaven through self-improving and self-refining must make sure that they do not engage in contention with others. You do not oppress and exploit others. You do not bring unhappiness and unpleasantness to others in any way and under any pretense. You do not restrict others' freedom in any name. You do not impose your own ideas and views on others, and you do not cause any spiritual, mental, and physical harm to others. 402. If you have a clear conscience and have repaid the favors of nature and parents for upbringing, and do not owe any debt to any person, any animal, and nature, then you can march toward having your next life. If you have eliminated from your consciousness the concepts of family, nationality, state, political party, and religion, if you lack freedom and unrestraint, lack happiness and joyfulness, have repaid all debts in the human world, and have beautiful merits and virtues, then you can enter the 1,000-year world of having your next life. If in your dream you always soar freely, and can maintain the state of pleasure without sexual contact, then in your next life you can enter 10,000-year world of the paradise. If you have possessed the consciousness of Buddha, you will enter the corresponding Elysium World in your next life. If you revere the greatest creator, life and follow the way of the greatest creator, if you possess supernatural power and can create the world you yearn for, then undoubtedly you will enter the celestial island continent of the Elysium World.